TLJ in. Alright you guys, this is TLJ Garage. We've been doing way too much work on C7 Corvettes, so I'm just getting super bored and wanted to work on the C6. So this is my C6 Z06 Corvette. It's a 2006 and it is just absolutely beautiful. I love this car. I've had it for about 2 years now, surprisingly. I usually don't keep cars this long. Originally, I did buy this car in Arizona and I moved back home about last year. And I brought the car with me because I just loved it so much. I basically got to daily drive this car in amazing weather and just experience the Arizona sun and have a beautiful sports car. Long story short, I ended up moving back home to Washington State. That's where I'm currently at right now. And I brought the car with me because I'm just so in love with it. It's just such a great car. Bad thing about Washington is the weather is horrible, so it's sad to me, but I haven't been able to drive it as much as I used to. This is good though because it's summertime, the weather's coming out, it's getting warm, so it's time to get this puppy back up to par. I wouldn't say she's neglected, but she's been sitting for a little bit. So what we're gonna be doing is basically bringing it back up to where she should be. We've got a lot of parts to install. We're gonna be doing the oil, we're gonna be redoing the brake calipers because they're super old. All the paint is flaking off and they just look horrible. The brakes are fine itself, it's just the paint on the calipers and it's flaking off. I imagine that's from the Arizona sun. It's a car from 2006, so it's been on the road for quite some time. So we're gonna be redoing these and make my words, these will be looking better than OEM factory. So we're gonna redo that. We're gonna add on some side skirts that give it a sleeker look. It makes it look lower to the ground and it's very cool. Also, since it was an Arizona car, the front badge is very faded, so I bought a new used badge that is less faded, but still slightly faded, but it looks a lot better, so we're gonna throw that on the car. Other than that, this car used to be twin turbo at about 1,000 horsepower, and they had a boost gauge right here cut out of this piece. This goes onto the inside A-pillar, and essentially I'm just gonna swap it out because this one's all perfect. So we'll be replacing this. We also have this new OEM front lip. My front lip is all scuffed up. That's why I'm replacing it with an OEM one. I know aftermarket carbon fiber would look better, but that doesn't work for my budget because we're already building C7 Corvettes and that takes a lot of money for parts. Other than the front lip, we got one more item for you guys, and that is the rear diffuser. This is also OEM rear diffuser. And I got this as a package deal with the front lip for super cheap, so I just decided to buy it. And this one looks slightly cleaner than mine because I have wax all over mine, so might as well just replace it. When we repaint the calipers, these are the stickers that we'll be putting on. It will look completely OEM. It's gonna look amazing. And we've never done this, but we're super excited. It looks pretty easy. We're probably gonna do a better job than anyone else on the internet, so let's just get started.
First step of the day, we're going to do the oil, which is going to be kind of a challenge because we've never done dry sump oil system, but we're going to figure it out for this car, and that's going to help us with the C7s. And something kind of crazy about this car is because it has a dry sump system, it has to have an oil tank separate from the engine, which just means that there's more oil lines and stuff, so it takes a bunch of oil. So what it takes is literally 8 quarts of oil. And I'm used to like Subarus that take 4 quarts, so this is kind of crazy, but we're going to be dumping all of these in, changing the oil filter, and it should be pretty straightforward.
The Z06, there's actually 2 bolts to change the oil. That is because the dry sump oil system. I believe the base models just have 1 bolt. I'm not positive because I've never owned a base model. So now the oil change is completely done. I threw in the K&N oil filter in off camera, but for these are just trash, so I don't need these anymore. Basically what I need to do now is just continue to take off the remaining wheels, get to the brake calipers, and get ready to start painting. Before I continue to take off the wheels, I'm actually going to throw on the side skirts, the front lip, the rear diffuser, and the A-pillar trim. I'm just very anxious to put it on. Also, I'm putting on the new badge. I just want this car to look great. I've been waiting to install these parts. I'm very excited. It's gonna make the car complete, so I'm just gonna get to it. We just got all the side skirts installed, but the hardware that came with it was silver. And so I've got my black paint marker that I'm just gonna mark them up and turn them black. So they'll blend in with the side skirts so much more better. So here's the side skirt, I just installed it. I just love this. This was pretty cheap also. They make carbon fiber ones that are a bit better quality, but this just absolutely looks amazing. Also, right here, you can tell this has been faded from the sun, and this Fender Flare right here, I will also be restoring back to factory. I'm gonna be using some spray that basically brings back the black, and hopefully this car is just gonna look absolutely gorgeous. It's hard to make this car not look gorgeous though.
So right now we finished up everything on the exterior that we wanted to do with the exception of the emblem, but we need to take off this part. You look at the clips, like you know that this thing isn't going to take any bolts, so just pull it out and hopefully it'll pop out. Yep, there it goes.
Good work.
All right, there we go. So the thing that I personally was getting caught up on was this little clip right here, but it had to pop out this way, and now it's good.
Old piece out, new piece in.
So now that we saw how this piece comes out, we know that this clip has to connect to this thing. And that right there is exactly the same as this. So everything kind of works the same as this. And that goes under. So yeah, we'll put that under. We have to route this wire in again. Jay the clip guy. All right, so that's gonna be fine.
Tuck the wire.
Ow, ow.
Sorry. That was stupid.
With stuff like this, most of the time, like the way that you get it out is tug on it. The way you have to get it in is kind of give it a good smack. And there it goes.
Sweet, back to OEM. Looks amazing.
Perfect A-pillar C06 Corvette, and we're gonna be posting the other one on eBay.
And there it is, it's installed, finished product. Now it's back to OEM spec, and it looks great. It's finally time to start the process of painting the calipers. I'm very excited to do this. One, because they look horrible, and two, just I've never done it before. TLJ Garage loves to learn, and this is something we'll be doing on our cars in the future. So this is great information to learn, and you guys will be able to watch the process. We're gonna do it very professionally, better than any professional car shop, better than any professional painters, better than any YouTubers. I don't care, we're just gonna do it the TLJ way, and it's gonna be perfect. It shouldn't be that hard though. Keep making those greasy noises.
Alright, that's good. Hey, take it easy, dude. Seriously, calm down. Alright, ready?
I'm ready.
Alright. Hand me the other bone. Like, you have to be kind of a beta and get thrown around, and I know you have to be pushed up against the walls and stuff.
And like, I know I'm a busboy and I'll ride in the back all day long, but sometimes it gets old. Leave detached. Oh,
Dude, I don't write the books, I just read them.
these are advanced clips for you. Spit on it. Spit on it. Wow, that's pretty cool. Just like the rears, we're gonna do the exact same to the front. It's just 2 more bolts. The pistons are a little bit compressed right now. That's why it's hard for the brake caliper to come off. But with a little bit of wiggling, the caliper should come off. Is it moving?
That's it. What'd I say, buddy?
Really good job.
See, you were in that.
So these are my brake rotors, and what I'm gonna do with them is I'm gonna use brake cleaner to clean them up, and then all this rusty surface right here that looks horrible, I'll be painting with my special barbecue paint. The reason why I'm using barbecue paint is because it's rated for very high temperatures, and these rotors will be getting hot because I like to track my cars, I like to push them to the limits. It's gonna clean them up and make them look almost brand new or better. So just a Scotch-Brite and some brake cleaner actually did a crazy good job of cleaning these guys up. All the rust is almost gone. There's just like a few out of coloration things. And I'm actually starting to dig the stock silver look to these. So I'm starting to think that instead of doing it the barbecue black, I'm actually gonna do it primer gray. And it should just match how these were OEM and it will look amazing. So I guess it's time to paint. So right now this is a little bit of trial and error. This is what it looks like with the primer. Obviously the tape is still taped up, so I'd peel that off and it'd be a shiny rotor underneath there. I'm thinking it either needs another coat of primer for sure, or I think I'm just actually gonna change my mind again and just go with the barbecue black. I just feel like the barbecue black will match a little bit better on the inner trim because it's all black also. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint it black. So let's get started again. I'm packaging up the calipers because I'm going to try to take them to work and work on getting all the paint off of them there. But I just took out all of the brake pads, and this car is no joke. It takes 20 brake pads. That kind of gives you perspective. It has 6 piston front brakes and 4 piston in the rears, and it takes 20 brake pads. So that's pretty crazy. Expensive to replace, but amazing stopping power, and it's a track car, so that's why you need that. Now time for the second coat. I think it's safe to say that my brake rotors turned out amazing. Now it's time to peel off the tape and throw them on the car. Sanding those brake calipers is absolutely horrible. I could probably do it for 24 hours and they still wouldn't be done. Oh geez, there's a horse on the road. What the hell? Anyways, I could probably work on that for like 24 hours and they would never be perfect, or they would, but it would just take forever. And I guess my grandpa's been keeping this big dirty secret that he has a sandblaster. So I just gave him a call and I'm running up to his house and we're gonna go sandblast him. Should take me like less than 30 minutes. I mean, and it's gonna look flawless. So I'm super excited to use a sandblaster. Never used one before, and we'll be using it a lot more now that I know about it. So I made it to my grandpa's. I'm about to start the sandblasting, but first what I'm gonna do is use a C-clamp and compress the pistons, which will squeeze out the brake fluid. This will make it a lot less messy. So let me just get the camera set up and we'll start filming. Now it's time to throw those puppies into the sandblaster. Well, this has been a very long process, but we're finally ready to start painting. What we've done is taken off all the paint using the sandblaster. Now we've degreased them. We've got all the pistons covered up with tape, so they're ready to get sprayed now. So I'm gonna start with 2 light coats. I'll do the first coat, wait 15 minutes, let it kind of dry, and then I'll do another light coat. The third coat will be a little bit heavier, I would say in between heavy and medium. We'll let it dry and then go on to the red paint and do the same sort of process, probably 3 coats. Let that dry, and then we'll be putting on the Corvette decal stickers that go onto the calipers. Then we'll be doing a clear coat over everything. That's gonna seal it up, make it look nice and shiny and pretty, and it will keep the sticker staying there for probably 10-15 years. So it's gonna be great. I'm excited to start, so let's get to it. Finally time for the red coat. Super excited to see how it turns out. Okay, you guys, these are actually looking amazing. I'm super happy with how it turned out, but little beginner's mistake. I'm out of paint and I'm halfway through my 3rd coat. Don't know what I'm gonna do because it's getting kind of late. Got work at 5 a.m., but I think I'm gonna just have to pause it for tonight, go get more paint and come back and just keep working. Kind of disappointing, but it's all right.
I'm not surprised Jay ran out of paint. I had to go get some for him, so I'm gonna deliver this to him and we'll get these done.
Now that the decals are on, all we gotta do is to clear coat. This will seal them all up and make them road ready. Got the calipers on. This just goes to show that doing all the prep work very properly makes the car turn out amazing, and that's exactly what we did. Come and take a closer look. These are just popping right now. There's 0 flaking, they're all brand new basically, and we're just excited to get this car back out on the street and enjoy it. The weather's coming back, it's summer now, almost, so we're gonna have a lot more fun with this. Hopefully we can film a couple videos of us doing pulls in it. It's tuned to 560 horsepower, so it's a lot of fun, so you guys will be seeing more of this car until I sell it. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. We got all the work done we needed to. One last thing I do need to do is detail the car, but that will be later on. But we got some very good news for you guys. We are actually buying a car tomorrow. So you guys better stay tuned to see what we're buying. It's gonna be a great summer rig, and we're just gonna have a bunch of fun with it.
TLJ out.